Ernie decided to get into politics in 1986.
Who suggested that?
Well, a guy named Bob Sater, a guy named Dick Vanderwoody, who was the teacher's lobbyist, and I said, because where are you?
Over here.
All right, because Adler had been started, and I said to Ernie, honey, you can get into politics later. We're starting our family. Now's not the time. And then this fellow named John Paul Laxalt put a press release in the Nevada Appeal and said, good news, Carson City, I am willing to be your assembly. Whereupon I said, swear word that we can do this, we can have this baby, and we can take this seat. And we did. And where's David Copperthwaite? David, come in here. You're part of the story. Yes. Yes.
Come on, boy.
So, long before minivan existed, that as you walk doors, you go door to door, minivan. David Copperthwaite made the most amazing printouts, house by house by house, around the cul-de-sac printout. And you knew who lived there, what party they were. And my mother came out and started feeding volunteers, and I started making walking packets, and I was pregnant. And we had Democrats opponents who started the rumor, because I kept named Sarah Roserow, started the rumor that we were having that baby there, Ben Adler, out of wedlock. And so I had to become Sarah Adler. And that's it. And then when that baby was born, we had a photo taken with the German Shepherd and the infant. The rest is history, but I am going to let you talk just a second. I don't know your remarks. You have to make your remarks just a little. All right, but I'm just going to give you the legislative highlights. Oh, and that's the 40th anniversary. And we're also celebrating our 50th anniversary. Okay, so in Ernie's legislative career, we already heard about his pandemic. He served in 6 sessions. He was the prime sponsor of 70 pieces of legislation. You co-sponsored 168 bills. 28 of your bills passed, which is a 40% win rate. And you were in the majority party most of the time. That is amazing. Particularly water. He's the creator of the Carson Water Subdistrict District. He sponsored a bill that required hotels so that low flow fixtures, so water saving. And he was the author of 8198, the Major Water Grant Program. He was the author of mining reclamation legislation in 1989. Earlier tonight, there was this woman who used to be this tall, but is now this tall, Evelyn Peachy, her husband Roland was a Pearl Harbor survivor, and Ernie's first session in 1987, Roland found Ernie and he asked him to sponsor a license plate for Pearl Harbor survivors, which the license plate exists, but I'm afraid we have lost most of the survivors. But a great thing about that, which the children will all remember, is that Roland Peachy had a convertible white Cadillac that took the Adlers in the 40s. And I don't know where Will is, but when Will and Meredith were going to resolve his meeting with like white striped little twins, Will finishes his bottle, deliberately throws it at someone on the curb, who watched it roll up and didn't do anything. And I said, from the freight car. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so you can tell people about exist, okay? I already understand that. So the other thing about education is Ernie sponsored school-based decision making, which is we have school operating teams all over the state. And he's the founder, co-author of the Charter School List. Okay, so finally, honey, what I want to say and all of you is that Ernie was chair of the Capitol Complex, which is the peaceful place for us. And I started working months ago to get a bench for you over there, which I haven't succeeded in. So there is a fake bench out there that will take your photos. But that's something that we're very proud of and a lasting message. So, well done, citizens.
This is kind of amazing because Natasha, my paralegal currently, and paralegal for quite a while, told me the other day, said, well, you know, you've been practicing law for 47 years. Are you going to retire? And I said, well, yeah, I guess I should. 7 years is a long time. So I think it really was time to retire. But I was talking to Bob Eisenberg, and what's even more amazing is Bob Eisenberg and I and Don went to University of San Diego Law School, and we all met about exactly 50 years ago in September. And
I've got pictures.
he's got pictures, which I hope to have destroyed.
That's why you never became a federal judge.
Yeah, my career was really limited by my past. So, and then a funny story though, I have a friend who's a pharmacist in Davis, California, where I grew up, and when I was running for office, these people show up to the pharmacy and say, hey, do you know this guy Ernie Adler? And the pharmacist says, yeah, I know him. And he said, well, could you tell me something he did wrong in high school? But this is the guy that I used to hang out with in high school. So he said, oh no, he didn't do anything wrong. So he kind of saved my political.
Covered for you.
It's definitely covered for me. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's really been fun to be an attorney actually all these years. It's kind of hard to give it up. I don't know what it is, but you know, you get up in the morning and you do something you feel like it's significant and impacts other people's lives, and so I always thought that was a fun thing to do. But it really is time to hang that part up. And from the legislative thing and the lobbying portion of that, likewise, I think it's time to move on from that. I think what's interesting, I talked to all these legislators over at the legislature now that are younger and so forth, and what you don't really realize is that bills that you pass now are going to have a big impact maybe 10 or 20 years from now. And once you realize that, you realize the significance of public service and working with citizens of the state of Nevada to make the state better. So,
Yeah.
And now we'll go into the 40th anniversary celebration at the same time. If you have a toast and maybe your children want to say words.
Check one, two.
Even better for because we would not exist otherwise. They did not exist.
All right.
Dad. I just want to thank everyone for being here. I really appreciate you guys making the effort. My dad is everything to me, and his background is now my future. I would have nothing without him, and the legal background and the legislative background he's given me. So, thank you, Dad, for everything, and happy retirement, happy 40th anniversary.
thank you. Thank you.
40th anniversary party. Hey, 40th anniversary party.
This is you're gonna be there. We're gonna sleep it on.
These two are quite the team, in case anybody hasn't caught on to that. I live in Canada now, where people are much calmer than your average Adler. And it's kind of interesting to explain that I'm the fourth in line in terms of loudest and most. Sorry, I think I beat you. And my job involves a lot of networking. And like, oh, you're just such a natural. But I have a witness, Sandy, who helped take care of us during children's careers. There's a very shy child. And so I just have to explain to people that training started at birth. And I watch all these new parents who are so overwhelmed by like daycare pickup and drop off and feeding people at night. I'm like, these are concerns that never seem to cross my parents' mind. It's like how one would accomplish that. It's more like how do you fit 3 networking events with 3 toddlers into a Thursday night before bedtime, which we did not have. So that is. I think jokes aside, you two are an amazing team that always showed us how to be an incredibly supportive couple and make it all work. And Dad, you did an amazing job supporting Mom throughout her whole career and all of her accomplishments. And Mom, you did an incredible job leading the marriage for now. So we couldn't have better role models in terms of how people should be married, how people should share parenting. And I think one other great story is that Dad carpooled with me one time all the way up to Canada. We bought a RAV4 that we originally called Olga. And he confessed that his only goal for children was that they would end up not addicted to drugs, not pregnant before 18. And how else was that?
Not prison.
Not in prison. But I think it goes to show that I think all 3 of us are pretty great. Cheers to you too. But there were never any pressure or expectations that came with being part of the family. It was just the family business to hang out and have fun and just go get together and meet a lot of people. So that's what we did. And you did a great job.
You need a chair, huh?
So,
Here, we'll come over here with that family.
all right. First, a little fact checking. My sister pretends like we magically got picked up and dropped off from school and other things. No, it started with a long series of caretakers, starting with Ava, a very nice older Polish woman. I apparently spoke Polish when I was 2. I don't remember that. one of the women, Sandy, is in this room right now, and we would not have survived a long stretch of our childhood without her. It was not these two who had the time to pick us up and drop us off. But he was working a full-time job and being a politician, so we can cut him some slack, right? But I always thought of my father as a great role model for being a father. I'm about 3 weeks away from being a father myself. Something I actually kind of caused a breakup of a previous relationship was I wasn't on the same page about children because she was kind of iffy on children, and ever since I thought about it, I had never not wanted children. And I never not wanted to be a father. Ever since I thought about it, I always wanted to be a father. And I really credit that to my father. And I'm glad with my wife that I found someone who I want to be parents with. And I couldn't ask for a better role model being a father than my own father.
Do you want to make the testimony?
Well, whoever had champagne?
Yes.
All right. Thank you all for being here again. Happy 40th anniversary again. Happy retirement, man. You're an amazing man and great solo.
Awesome.